Yesterday on Let's Chat, we filled you in a little bit on an upcoming production at the Chattanooga Theater Center, and this is called A Mysterious Affair at Styles. And joining us is one of the lead characters in that play, and it is Patrick Brady. Patrick, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Chip.
The Mysterious Affair at Styles, give us the overview on that.
Well, this was Agatha Christie's first book. It was written in 1917, and she published it 5 years later. She finally got someone to publish it. She was only paid £25, which was not a lot of money. But it takes place in 1917 on a lavish country estate in England. And Hercule Poirot is in England as a refugee from Belgium during World War I. And he stumbles upon this mystery. His friend Captain Hastings invites him to this country estate, and they discover a murder there, and he solves the crime.
Going back to Agatha Christie, I heard you talking to Julie a little bit before the show started. I had no idea Agatha Christie was such a prolific, best-selling author. I knew she was incredible. I want you to tell the audience just how high up she ranks.
She is the third best-selling author in the history of the world.
Don't say who the other two are. Just the third best-selling author in the history of the world. As we get to the end of the segment, we'll tell you who the other two are.
She also, her play, The Mousetrap, is the longest running play in the history of the world.
Is that right?
66 years it has been playing in the West End in London. 8 shows a week since 1952, which is before our time, I suspect.
Have you ever played in an Agatha Christie production, or is this the first time out for you?
Actually, I did my first production at Chattanooga Theater Center was called And Then There Were None, which is another one of her most famous books, and I played the murderer in that one, the homicidal judge.
Is it more fun to play the good guy or the bad guy?
Hercule Poirot is the greatest role on earth. It has been played by some of the greatest actors.
Yeah.
From my mind, Peter Ustinov is the greatest, you know.
And most recently, he was played in the movie version, or in the movie Murder on the Orient Express by Kenneth Branagh.
And his mustache, which looked like a large pelt of fur on his upper lip, but. Yes, but and David Suchet, the PBS version, David Suchet, genius. David Suchet looks exactly like he stepped out of Agatha Christie's novel.
You have some pretty big shoes to fill.
It's daunting.
And this is going to be at the theater center, but it's actually going to be in the Circle Theater itself, correct?
In the smaller Circle, which I actually prefer. It's more intimate. We don't use mics there, but. The design team is just, the sets are beautiful, the costumes are all just first rate. It looks beautiful, and no expense has been spared.
Tell me about the director on this.
The director is Mr. Steve Ray. He's the head of the theater department at UTC. He's directed one show there, Legally Blonde there, but I worked with a lot of directors, and he's just spot on. He knows what's right and wrong, and he's very clear, and I really appreciate him.
As an actor, what's the biggest challenge when you're stepping into a character like this one?
Well, for this, the Belgian French accent I found really difficult to do. And so I've been listening to my dialect tapes every day for 40 minutes.
Right.
But it's a style. It's also a style of acting that's you have to have the gravitas of Poirot, but also the humor. And my biggest challenge has been the mustache. And that finally, last night I was able to have it stay on for the entire dress rehearsal. They slathered it with spirit gum, and I was just like, finally, it managed to stay on. So that's probably the biggest challenge right there.
And one of the beautiful things about this is the tickets are not all that expensive, correct?
This is the shocking thing to me when I researched it this morning. Tickets are only $11 to $25 top, which, you know, if you go to a movie, you buy a popcorn, a drink, and you're at 25 or 30 right there, you know.
Easily.
And you know, you're going to create memories when you go to the theater. The experience of a live theater just can't be equal to, you know, Transformers 17 or something like that.
And it's certainly an amazing, amazing place to have a production in the Circle Theater, as you mentioned. It's just a lot more intimate. It's a great event out for the entire family. Give us the particulars on the show. When does it kick off?
It starts this Friday, and it runs 3 weekends.
Right.
This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday matinee. Next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday matinee. So it's 11 shows total.
There's the information on the screen. Before we go to the break, I want to come back here and finish the thought we started a moment ago. You said that Agatha Christie was the third biggest selling author in the world. Who were the top two?
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
Shakespeare and everyone's favorite, the Bible.
Really? Shakespeare, the Bible, and then Agatha Christie.
Christie.
It's amazing.
2 billion books in print.
Patrick, break a leg.
Thank you so much.
Good
Chip.
luck.